to show how to change calibers in basically a Royale or a Boss. So first thing, you start off the 4mm. This stock. I know where everything goes, so I don't really have to worry too much about placement. Then a 2.5mm here. Just loosen that off, doesn't need to come all the way out. And 4 on the Boss for this one. So make sure this barrel can come out. Alright, sides out. So this is the adapter to adapt Royale barrels to the bigger Boss area where the barrel comes. So if you were going to just change this one part over, you just take it like this on something hard, hold something brass against that lip and just knock it off like that. But I'm not gonna, for this example, I'm just gonna put my Smooth Twist X barrel in there. And then it's also not necessary to degas, but I'm just gonna show how to do that. When changing calibers, you don't need to degas. Just slow. And then it's good to, like I did, just loosen that off first so the stock isn't pressing against it. Let's scratch the bottle up. Comes off. There. Actually, should slide out of there. Alright, so we'll just drain the air out of the plenum. Be a bit of a pop and a hiss. That's 10mm. Now there's no pressure anywhere. So I'm going to take this tiny little brass punch and just slide these pins out. Just a little bit of pressure on the back of the trigger blade there. Slide those 3 pins out. Pull that out of the way. And the 3rd pin comes out. And then the sear as well, just pull that out with a little thing. There we go. Alright. So I use plumber's putty to kind of hold the hammer spring tension in place. 5mm, this backs out. Now comes the hammer, the weight, and the spring. Alright. We've got a few more up here. This is 3mm. And 2.5, I think. Yep, 2.5 here. Loosen that off. One thing I forgot to grab, I'm just going to grab a 1.5mm for this right here. That just goes right into there. That kind of holds the caulking arm in place. Unscrew that, pull a little bit more. Pull that pin out. You can even leave it on the tool there. And out comes the caulking probe. And the back bushing. Homemade single shot tray comes out. I use this piece of wood to knock the plastic guide. Here is caliber specific. So knock that out. Stays with the 22. And here is the 25 setup. The way I have it done, it's all together, but all you really need is these brass bushing. You can push this tiny little pin out and just interchange arms if you like. So it's going to go there. Guide goes in, back in place. Cinch that up. And the 25 arm goes in. And with this back bushing, you just got to make sure to have that hole up, so the screw in the top grabs it. Slides in. You want that kind of orientation, so this arm can pivot. Screw right there, 3 mil. Give this a little wriggle. There you go. This is just a little bit snug. I'll put a lot of torque in that one. Alright, hammer, weight, spring, and then the 5mm stopper. Smear a bit of plumbing compound into between the threads and the back of the nut that holds it in place. So, the parts ready. So the steer I'll kind of show if you want to come around. I'm going to show how the orientation goes. So you want this little notch in the back of the steer at the bottom so it hooks into the spring. I'll just pop this in there, slide it in place with this. So the steer goes on the back one, pivots on the back one. You just want the round part of the pin forward. And then from the top, just put a little bit of pressure and just, there we go. Find its home. The middle one is just a stopper so the steer doesn't rotate too far forward. And then the back one, you just want to get the spring right in that little indent that kind of holds it. There you go. Trigger is assembled. We'll just double check function. Yeah. There we go. So this can go back. So when you line up the bottle, yeah, see there's no pressure in the plenum, so this part can rotate. You just want to make sure it's basically perfectly straight up and down. And that's how you want it when the pressure hits it, so it locks in the right place so that it's going to go through the stock nicely. Just slowly thread that on. Make sure don't let that thing rotate. There. Oh, I forgot to tighten this up. I'll just double check that we've got. I had seen this light, but yeah, still 199. Alright, this will go back into the stock. And millimeter nut right out so I can see where my marks are for the to line up with the transfer port below. Alright, so I just take this big 4mm nut right out and I can see down through where my previous marks were. So up. A little snug, 2.5 miller. And then it's ready to go in 25. That's it.